We head into a vital transfer window in our first season in the Premier League. We are the manager of HEMEL HEMPSTEAD in our Unknown to Icon series. Do we have the budget to ensure survival in this division? Do we have the reputation to bring in the right players to ensure survival in this division? Or is the problem our tactic and we need to make adjustments? Well, let's go find out. Before we head into the January transfer window, we did get a nice email from our chairperson, and as you can see, our budget has increased. So it was sitting at 4.38 million. We did spend a bit of money in the summer window, that's why it's gone down a bit, but it's come back up to 13.18 million. Good news, we have a little bit more money to play with, because when I was going into this month without this email, I was thinking, how the hell are we going to survive with only £4 million? From that increase in budget, we actually only spend £150,000 on our next player, Aaron Kearney. He is of nation Northern Ireland. He is 23 years old, and we bought him from the Northern Ireland Premiership team, Cliftonville. That's one, yes, Cliftonville. We have brought him in as a emergency backup. If you go by his stars of potential and his current ability, he's 2-star and then a 2.5 star. What does that mean? That means for us, he is rated as a Vanarama national player, and he has potential to become a League 2 player. You might be thinking, but Doopa, why are you bringing in these players? You are in the Premier League. Because this is all our reputation allows us to bring in. Yes, there is players out there, but they're going to cost us millions and millions. And don't forget, we don't have the biggest budget. And for a backup goalie, looking at his stats, he's pretty good. I like his stats. Aerial reach 15, reflexes 15, one-on-ones 14, anticipation 14, determination 15, leadership 16, positioning 16. Yes, fair enough, his agility is probably the worst thing, and that's probably why he's not seen as this great player. Look at his balance, look at his jump and reach. These are some good stats for a player that we've just paid £150,000 for. Now, if we was in for Vanarama National League, he would be a star player. Easily a star player. League 1, League 2, I think he would still be a good player for us. But Championship and then obviously Premier League, a good backup. So sometimes I feel just don't always go by what your coach or your scouts tell you. Yes, it gives you a good indication, but sometimes trust your own instinct. If you've seen the stats and they're the stats that you want your team to play with in your tactics, go for it. On our next signing, we do spend a bit of money, 2.3 million to be exact. There is some sell-on clauses, future fees, so forth, which could get it up to 3.4 million. And we have brought in the Danish striker Patrick Barthel. Weirdly enough, he can actually play in defence midfield or midfield centre and midfield right, but his main position is a striker, and that's where we've brought him in for as a star player. He's 19 years old, but again, his stats really stand out for me. Finishing 16, first touch 12, passing 15, technique 15. Good technical player, and we don't have many of them, right? We have great mentality and physical players, but this player is definitely good on the technique side. When looking at his mentality, decisions, determination and composure for me stand out, and physical, not the fastest player, only 11 acceleration and 10 pace, but he does bring us good balance and not bad stamina. Now, before we go on to the next player, there's a reason why we had to bring in another cam, and that is because we have sold Noah Carroll. Yes, that is right. We have sold probably one of our best players that we've seen in a HEMEL HEMPSTEAD shirt so far. But unfortunately, we brought in Ian Roberts for £2 million. He's playing much better. Noah Carroll wanted a new contract. He was asking for ridiculous amounts of money for our budget that could stretch to, and unfortunately it's come to this. We have sold him for £15 million. That's a lot of money for a club like us, and we have sold him to LA Galaxy. So Noah Carroll, thank you for your service and good luck of playing in for MLS. And as you can see, that has brought in a record transfer income to our record books. Now, put it in perspective, our previous record for transfer income raised in a single season was £825,000. And now we are in for promised land. We are selling these players for such good value. Oh, I wonder if our board would increase our budget. Probably not. So one player goes out for 15 million and we bring in his replacement for £700,000, and that is Jordan Harris. He's 25 years old. He's got some under 21 caps and he looks pretty good. I mean, we bought him for 700 grand and his value is already 6 million. So it just shows, right? If you buy in lower players, you can sell them for more a bit later. As long as they perform, I guess that will obviously help. Technically, he isn't the greatest player. I mean, his main technique is 15, so that's pretty good. But passing could be better. First touch dribbling could be better for his position. And I've just changed it over to attacking midfield, attack where we want him to play in his attack. And as you can see, finishing is kind of like secondary, so not that important, but long shots is a primary, and he's only got 8. Looking at his mentality and his physical, he ticks all the boxes. So concentrating on the green stats, which is the key for this position. 14 on anticipation, 12 on decisions, flair 16, off the ball 13, and vision 14. And then finishing off on that, which to be fair, not really needed any key primary stats for this position in physical, but he does have a secondary of agility at 14. And we signed him from St. Patrick's Athletic. For £475,000, we bring in Spanish winger Oscar. Now, I'm quite excited about this player. He looks pretty good. He's 24 years old. He's only on £12,500 per week, and he is a squad player. Looking at that value, look at it, just shoots straight up, right? We paid little and valuation goes up. We did sign him from already Premiership team Stoke, but he was unwanted. He is a backup winger for Leadwoods. He's got dribbling, finishing could be better because he comes in, and if he can't long shot it or finish it, he's pretty useless. He's going to get in a great position and fuck it up, basically. Think about the positives, what he can bring, and that is technique and flair and a bit of pace as well. So he's going to be fast, flair, try some tricks, make some space for potentially our striker Wood and Roberts as well, our Cam, to get the goals. Then I felt like that we needed a cover at centre-back, and we've brought in for experience Reece Welch, who has 43 caps for Jamaica. We have loaned him from Elba, and he's on £4,300 per week. We have said that he's a regular starter, but we will see. Our defence at the moment, as you would have seen from previous videos and highlights, our defence is not doing that well. We are shipping in goals left, right and centre, so I thought maybe a bit of an experienced defender might help calm down things and make us concede less. And then a quick look at his stats. He ticks pretty much all boxes you want. So as a ball playing defender, we want him to be good at tackling, passing, marking and heading. Tick, 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 tick. All low greens. Would have been nice to have like 15 tackling or maybe 15 passing. He could really play out the back. On his mentality, again, it's just that tick box, right? It's just that tick box, and we are just hoping that he's going to have that mentality. He's just going to bring good consistency for us. The good thing about him which stands out is his physical off his jumping reach, and his heading's not too bad. So he will be able to jump above people, and whether or not that head is going to be good to clear or not, who knows? And he's pretty tall as well. Considering he's got a jumping reach of 16, his height is 197. So 17 centimeters taller than me. Wow, that is tall. So he's going to be really good in our corners, and we know from the beginning of the season we were shipping in corners left, right and centre. Before we go, we will just have a quick look at the wage expenditure in the Premier Division, Premier League, Premier Division for FM24. We are bottom, miles away. We're on £525,000 per week, whereas Burnley, the next team up from us, is on more than double than us on 1.3 million. This is our issue, right? Can we compete financially? No. Can we compete tactically? Yes, because we know this tactic is fantastic. Can we compete with a great manager? Yeah, of course, it's me. Don't big myself up. No, I can only get a big head if I win the Champions League with HEMEL HEMPSTEAD. Now that would be a great achievement. Looking at the top 3 teams in the Premier Division of how much they spend, Arsenal, Newcastle both spent £8 million per week and Man City on £7.75 million per week. We are miles away from the top. Well, that's it for today's video. In the next video, we will be going through our second half of the season highlights. Are we going to survive our first season? We already know that the first half of the season has been tough, and I'm pretty sure the second half is going to be tougher. Have we done enough in this transfer window to give us a glimmer of hope? Oh, if you've enjoyed this video, you know what you need to do. Hit that like button. And if you want to support the channel and continue supporting our journey, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you on the next one.